What's up guys, we're back with another comparison, and today we got the S22 versus the S23. This is a very tough sale because if you don't have either of these devices, the S22 is $334. I got the refurbished one like this one off of Amazon. This one is a T-Mobile version though. That's a pretty tough sale. If you're choosing between these two phones, because you can get this one significantly cheaper, and this one is around 800 bucks. So let's go ahead and dive into it and see. Now, also, we got to hit it from the perspective of you have the S22 already. Do you need the S23? So we're going to get into it. So first off, let's start off with, I guess, the biggest change here, because there's not really a lot going on here with these two phones here as far as like the pros and cons. Samsung decided to make the S22 or the S23 more like the S23. So you guys can see the camera bump is completely gone now. What do you guys think about that? Which one looks better? Because I hear a lot of opinions about this. I honestly don't really mind both designs. I think the cutout looks good. I think the one without the cutout looks good. Basically, I do like this one just a little bit more as far as the unison, right? It just looks, all the S series phone looks the same this year. So I do like that. But as far as design, I mean, they both have matte finish. They're both the same size, essentially. They both feel the same, basically. Feel really good in the hand. They both have those nice, smooth edges. And most importantly, they're both very easy to hold for people with smaller hands as well, too. They're both IP68 dust and water resistant. So it just comes down to this design, I guess. Which one do you like more? But, yeah, I think this one looks pretty good, though. Alright, so with the displays, there is also just a very minor difference here with the display. The S22 gets 1500 nits peak brightness. The S23 gets 1750 nits peak brightness. So basically what that means is that the S23 will be slightly better in direct sunlight. But again, that's not a significant difference here. They both have a 6.1-inch display. They both are HDR10+, 120 Hz, 1080p, 425 for the PPI. And again, they both pretty much look the same as far as the displays go here. And again, beautiful flat displays, great colors, very sharp screens on here. So, you know, there's no issues with the screen when it comes to overall resolution and just screen quality. So again, like I said, not too much going on here. If you want these wallpapers, guys, check out the app Live Loop. I did a video on it. But yeah, so not a big upgrade when it comes to the display. Essentially, again, the same here. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about another essential difference here is going to be the chip. So you do have a more efficient chip this year. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 has been very impressive this year. It is also 128 gigs of internal storage, 8 gigs of RAM. You have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 on the S22, and again, same storage, 128, 8 gigs of RAM. Basically, what's going on here is for the casual person, absolutely nothing. If you're more of a gamer, like a hardcore gamer, this chip is pretty good upgrade. And again, like I said, you have to be like a hardcore gamer because you can still play pretty much anything on the S22. So it's not like it's like a crazy difference. Hold on, let's restart that. It's not like there's like a massive difference. Just with overall just launching apps, animations, right? Everything is still pretty much the same as far as speed. And like I said, even if you're a gamer, if you're not like a hardcore gamer playing for hours and stuff like that, you're not going to really notice any type of difference. And as far as I'm concerned, the heating on these two phones, they feel pretty much the same. It's only with the S23 Ultra I noticed that device is really, really cool. But these devices, they still kind of like, they don't get hot, but they get warm, right? And they feel the same. So it doesn't feel like there's much of an upgrade, when it comes to that. But, again, not a massive upgrade when it comes to the overall experience, animations, speed. Pretty much feels the same on both. We'll let these go ahead and get into PUBG here. Now, like I was saying with the overall gaming experience, right? Yes, the 8 Gen 2 is going to be a slightly cooler chip, again, for long periods of gaming. Like I said, they both kind of get warm when you start throwing more extreme stuff at it. So far, and we still don't have 90 frames for PUBG yet. But very, very nice to game on, guys. And also, like I said, the big thing here is that the battery life is noticeably better. So if you're a gamer, you know, you get that extra juice as well too. But like I said, the S22, and just right now, just with the S22, it definitely feels warmer already, just, you know, without even really doing anything. So yeah, if you're gaming, just a cooler, more efficient chip on the S23. But the S22, like I said, for the casual gamer, is still going to do an amazing job at pretty much playing anything. And not only that, if you get it used refurbished, you know, you're getting an awesome gaming phone for like $300. So definitely something to think about. Like I said, if you're not somebody that plays games a ton, I really would not consider this too much of an upgrade as far as like the speed in gaming in general. Alright, let's find out if there's any type of speaker upgrade here, starting with the S22, max volume with Dolby Atmos on. There is a speaker upgrade surprisingly here. The S23 sounds fuller and louder. It also has just, you know, more bass to it. So I didn't actually think they weren't going to touch the speakers, but they actually did. Yeah, you notice it right off the bat. Kind of makes the S22 sound a little flat in comparison. Yeah, so that's surprising. So I didn't think they were going to touch the speakers. The speaker is better on the S23 for sure here. As far as everything else, fingerprint scanner feels pretty much the same on both of these two phones. Not really a big difference. You do have face unlock on both of these devices as well too. Alright, so with the S23 you have a 50 megapixel standard, you have a telephoto lens, 10 megapixel, does 3x optical zoom, and then a 12 megapixel ultra wide. This year it shoots in 8K 30. So the 8K 30 video looks really good. It's actually, to me, usable. It's not like super cropped and stuff like that. So I really like that. And then you also have a slightly higher resolution 12 megapixel selfie cam. It shoots in 4K 60. The S22 essentially has the same stuff, just slightly different. So you have a 50 megapixel camera on here, 10 megapixel telephoto lens, again another 3 times optical zoom, 12 megapixel ultra wide. It shoots in 8K 24, so you don't have the 8K 30. And then a 10 megapixel selfie cam that shoots in 4K 60, so slightly lower resolution selfie cam. But to me, the pictures pretty much look the same in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think. Here's the S23, 3x, .6, 12 times digital. Alright guys, here's the S22 video here. We're in HD 60, full HD 60, 3x. And then we punch out to our ultra wide. And then we can also go all the way up to the 12 time digital zoom. All right, so lastly, battery life. So here's, I think, the biggest thing here, because I looked at the pictures. Pictures are the same. Design, it's a toss-up which one you like better. Screen's the same. Chipset, unless you're like a hardcore gamer, the same. The battery life was the only thing that stood out to me on the S23. I think the battery life is noticeably better. So what they did, they have a bigger battery in here. It's a 3900 milliamp battery, 25 watt charging, and wireless and reverse wireless charging. The S22 does have a 3700 milliamp battery, and then the same specs, 25 watt charging, wireless, reverse wireless charging. So basically, I think this is due to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip. Like I said, even with just playing PUBG for that small amount of time, S22 was heating up. When I ran the Geekbench, not the Geekbench, but N22, it drained faster, right? Overall, this is a good battery upgrade, actually. Believe it or not, it's a good battery upgrade. It just doesn't get as hot, one, and then two, the chip is just more efficient, and standby time is better. It just feels like I don't have to rush to charge this device. It feels like an all-day phone. The S22, it can be an all-day phone if you're a light user, but I'm telling you, if you like push it, right, start playing games, recording videos, and it feels like it dies in like maybe 4 hours. This phone, it feels like I'm getting very good battery life no matter what I'm doing. So I think the battery upgrade is pretty good on this device. But is that enough, right? So let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.